Welcome back, everybody. Thursday morning edition of Hot Mic off and rolling. Mentioned UND head football coach Eric Schmidt will join us in about 15 minutes or so. We've been following this story for a while, basically since we heard that St. Thomas got kicked out of the MIAC. This was now 6 years ago. And now it'll be fully fledged Division I postseason eligible. Yesterday, the NCAA signed off on a request from both St. Thomas and the Summit League to allow them to be Division I postseason eligible 1 year earlier. Now, the backstory on this is that teams have, especially for the unprecedented way they went from Division III to Division I, they have to wait 5 years to be eligible. That's what St. Thomas understood throughout the whole process on this, and frankly had been clearing all their benchmarks. They had already won the Summit League Baseball Championship. They've went and been highly successful in men's basketball. They've won a game in the NCAA or in the Summit League tournament each of the last couple of years. Football already speaks for itself, but now with this waiver now accepted, and if they can clear some academic benchmarks over the next few months, they will be eligible to compete in NCAA postseason play starting next fall, which means football, which will be eligible to win the Pioneer League Championship next fall and earn a right to the FCS playoffs, which is a perfect segue to bring on our first guest today, a guy who plays football at the University of St. Thomas. He was awfully good when he played football at Shanley High School. It's great to see Michael Rostberg with us here. Just wrapped up his redshirt freshman season with the Tommies. Got in there and played some this year. It's great to see you, bud. How you been?
I'm great, Dom. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for the time. I know you're busy with school and worried about football, but how much have you and the guys been paying attention to this potentially the waiver going through, and now you guys are postseason eligible?
Yeah, everyone's super excited. I mean, that's all we wanted since day one is to be able to compete in the playoffs, and to finally get this opportunity to be able to do that is really special, and we're really excited for it.
Were you guys paying attention to this? Was this something you had on the radar?
Yeah, we knew that it was going to happen like sooner or later, and then we kind of heard the rumors circulating that we could bounce it down a year into 4 years instead of 5 years, and so we were like really hoping for that, and have it go through is really exciting.
You committed. You knew what the deal was when you got to St. Thomas about the wait. Now to have an extra year lopped off, I mean, what the excitement level's got to be through the roof, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. That's kind of the reason why I came to St. Thomas. Well, that's one of the reasons is to be able to compete in the playoffs and, and win championships for the PFL. So to finally get the opportunity, it's awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. And my team is as well.
What was the general mood? Just texting with guys yesterday when the word started getting out about this.
Yeah, everyone's just like, it's go time. Let's work. We have this opportunity. And I mean, the mindset hasn't really changed. I mean, we got to win the PFL first, but that's just kind of a big thing, and it's kind of a big boost for everyone to finally be able to, have a chance to be able to compete in the playoffs.
Well, and to that, your redshirt freshman year, St. Thomas did win the Pioneer Football League. You guys had a great year. I know this past year didn't go as well as you'd hope, but you've gone out there, you've seen it, so I mean, the muscle memory is there that you guys know how to do this to win this conference.
Yeah, I think we've kind of proven as we kind of moved up. Like our first year in the Pioneer League, we ended up winning the whole thing, and then our second year we got second in the PFL, and then this past year, we lost a few close games and maybe had a down year, not kind of prototypical of what we normally are, but we're looking forward to bouncing back and hopefully getting to the playoffs. So we're really excited.
So give me the lowdown here. We haven't chatted since you got there of how things have gone. I mentioned you got to play this season. What's the experience been like so far?
Yeah. So my first year I got there, I ended up redshirting. Didn't really play much at all. I got in maybe one game. And then this past year, I competed for the starting job kind of the entire year until the kind of conference play kind of came around. But, I thought I could have done more with the opportunities I was given. But I'm just really excited coming up for this next year, being able to kind of take that leadership role and be the quarterback and really just help lead my guys to a PFL championship. So
what's Coach Caruso told? I mean, nothing's guaranteed. You got spring football, fall camp, but what has he told you about the starting quarterback opportunity for 2025?
I mean, obviously it's college football, so the job's always going to be there. But I think he's got a lot of belief in me, and it's nice to know that. And when you have a head coach that believes in you as a quarterback, so I think I just really want to step in that role as a leader and as a guy people can rely on in this team. And so that's kind of the big thing. And I think he really looking forward to that next step and having me grow as a quarterback. But yeah, no, super excited.
What was the welcome to Division I moment? What was it? Do you remember? Is there a couple that stand out?
Um, yeah, I would say against maybe just you and I. A lot of times, like they're big, and I think just it's a different level in high school. Obviously, the linemen are faster, everything's faster, but that kind of the same thing with me is got to get faster and everything. And I think one more was probably we're playing against Black Hill State, so it was a D2 team, but we're doing just like a under center, just like quarterback sneak. And I dive with the end zone and just get popped in the head by a big middle linebacker. And I was like, man, like, haven't felt that in a while. So, I mean, it was good. But
We have the video of that, actually. You scored a touchdown and you lost your
yeah.
lid on the play. What does so? It looked like it was painful. You're going to confirm that,
Yeah.
it looks like.
Yeah, I just like we were thinking about running a play and try to dial something up, and I was like, we're so close. Like, let me just jump into this thing, and then he's like, all right. So we get in the 1 yard line, dive to the end zone, and just boom, we get hit in the head, and my helmet flies off, and I'm like, man, at least I scored. I mean, we get 7 points on the board.
Say,
So.
did it take the pain away that you got in?
Yeah, for sure.
The level of competition, I think, Michael, people know the Pioneer League around here. Obviously, San Diego's played here. The Bison have played Butler. They played Valpo. You're in it. Describe what you're seeing on a week-to-week basis with St. Thomas and facing the kind of competition you are.
Yeah, I know. I think people can kind of look down on the PFL and say what they want about it, but I mean, it's D1 football, so everything's going to be competitive. And this league has a ton of good athletes and a ton of good players, and they've got great coaching staffs as well. So I think each and every game is a great competition. So yeah.
All right. The obvious question, I think we talked about this, that when you committed there, is that this year St. Thomas is playing a game against the Bison up here. I know you're already smiling. Tell me what the anticipation level is for this.
Yeah, I'm just super excited to come and play back home. Play in the Fargo Dome. I think I'm just super excited for that, and to go and compete against guys that I played against back in high school, and just kind of seeing some of the guys that I grew up with and played with, like Landon Meyer and Johnny Gores, and then guys that I played against, like my cousin Oliver Lucht and Brendan Palmer, and just guys like that. So, at the end of the day, it's just another football game, but I'm just super excited to go back and play in the Fargo Dome.
You guys also are playing Idaho this coming year as well, which is a team that made it to the Final Eight. This is a huge step up in scheduling. What is it, the offseason, going to look like to guys get you ready for this kind of competition level?
Yeah, I mean, every single one of these guys is working super hard in the off season, and right now we're on our J term, so we have basically the whole month of January off. So everyone's kind of working out at home, where the local guys are going in and working out. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we asked for. We want to play. We want to be competitive. We want to prove that we can play against elite competition, and this year our schedule is making out that to be so. I think we're just super excited, and obviously what we talked about with the news of being able to play in the playoffs, and I think just getting that experience going against top teams like Idaho and obviously NDSU. So yeah, we're just super excited for it.
Last thing before I let you go, Bud, to see the other teams having the kind of success. Men's basketball is rolling. Hockey's having a great run. You guys had a pretty solid year. What's the mood with the athletes around right now? And now that you're eligible starting next year, that things are humming in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. I think like a lot of our programs have been successful these past couple of years, moving up to D1, especially our men's basketball. And I think our girls volleyball had a good year this year, and obviously our hockey team's been pretty solid. So I think, and everyone kind of knew that like there was a chance that we could get to that 4 years, and we kind of always talked about it. And so that for that to finally be, I think it's just kind of uplifts the entire program and say like, hey, like now you have the opportunity. We don't have to wait one more year and kind of sit around and wait for that jump to be able to be, playoff eligible. So obviously it's just super exciting.
It's great to see you, Bud. Thanks so much for the time. Have a great rest of the year, and we'll catch up over the summer, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Dom. Thanks for having me on.
There he goes. Michael Rostberg, St. Thomas, now soon to be sophomore quarterback, joining us this morning. Again, the news that came out yesterday is that St. Thomas will be eligible for the postseason in all sports beginning next fall, which means football for the FCS playoffs, means obviously men's and women's basketball for the NCAA tournament next March. And again, a reminder, we'll have St. Thomas AD Phil Eston will join us tomorrow at 9:30, I believe. No, 10 o'clock tomorrow, 10, to join us on the details of all this went down. So I know it's got people's attention around here for the litany of St. Thomas alums we have in the area. They are beyond excited about that. They're beyond excited about the fact that their team gets to play North Dakota State next year in football to wrap up the 2025 regular season. We'll break. We come back. We'll keep the football chatter going. Eric Schmidt will join us, UND head football coach, on a wild month of the job, adding 9 transfers in. We'll get the lowdown on some of those guys and much more. Hot Mike returns. We're back after this.